Hello, and today we're going to talk a little bit about the new model O1 preview and mini. Okay, so this is the one that's available now in the plus model. So let's just test it out first, and I'll show you how I'm using this model when I use it, and rather sometimes I'm using the GPT 4.0 or 4.0, should I say, and then you have the O1 preview, O1 mini. So I think we only have 30 uses of this per week. Okay, so I can't use it all the time really, but I'm going to try here a blog article. So I'm using this this feature of ChatGPT, this extension AIPRM. So let's get started and test this out. SEO tips for small businesses. So what I've done there is basically use the prompt, right, that somebody's already written for me, and now it's thinking, right? So this is taking a little bit longer as usual. Okay, 9 seconds, right? So not too much, but let's see if it actually wrote a blog post. No, it didn't really write a blog post. It just gave me different strategies. Well, I wouldn't call that a blog post anyway. So let's try it out again with a better prompt, let's say. So I'm using this text to speech just to talk here. Write me an SEO optimized blog post about SEO tips for small businesses. The blog post should go through 5 or 6 different tips that can help small businesses get started with SEO. They should include whether to use social media or not, and to whether to buy backlinks or to focus on content. Right, so we're thinking again, we're curating our SEO tactics. It's cool that you get to see these little things that they're doing, right? And it's crafting the blog post. So it's doing everything step by step, doing its research first. As you can see, it's actually taking longer this time. Let me have a little bit of tea. Okay, so we have a better blog post this time. I really like the formatting by this tool. Really, I really like the way it's all organized and structured. Tends to really structure things a bit better, and make it more readable. There's much less of that AI-ish talk, right? Like if you see something like this, it's like optimize image, like it's just getting straight and direct to the point, rather than the way it used to do, just write lots and lots of words, delve into all that stuff, where it's like, you don't really like that. Nobody wants to read that, do they? It's boring stuff. So yeah, like it's pretty good here. Encourage customer reviews. Use local. Okay, that's exactly great advice there. Okay, and we have a conclusion there. We started with this stuff. Okay, embarking. It's not really that good, but it's not bad. It's not bad. I'm not sure if I would count it as good as Koala Writer or Journalist AI just yet. I think I'll probably stick using those tools for the time being. But I'd also like to show you the rest of my work here today that I'm doing and the other use case. Okay, so I really think you should be using this for, something that takes that little bit more work, a workflow that involves, many steps. That's really what it was made for, wasn't it? With the chain of thought reasoning. So think about something that takes a lot of steps, really. Even with the blog post that we did earlier, I probably would prefer to post in a lot more context, a bigger prompt that I would write myself, really, if I think I'm going to get something excellent. But you saw, even with the prompts that other people wrote there, it's pretty damn good. The writing is much better quality. It's something I've been noticing over the last few weeks, especially since Claude came out, is like the quality of the writing is getting better and better, right? I'm having to do less and less editing when I'm providing people with I'm having to do less and less editing when I'm providing people with content and writing content for my websites. So in this case, I'm actually writing a YouTube script for another YouTube channel that I'm actually running as well. I'll link that in the card if I can put a card here. I'm not sure if I'm at that level of YouTube yet. But if I can, I'll link it there or in the description. It's more of a channel based on SEO, because this channel here is more focused on AI and marketing, right? So how you can use AI in various different aspects. But I also want the channel just focus on SEO because that's the main thing that I do. But there's so many opportunities now in marketing, especially with automation, stuff like that. So I want to keep this kind of personal brand, all about that. I found two really cool things this week, so like I can't wait to share those things with you. So if you want to subscribe to this channel, that would be cool. If you want to have a look at the other one, if you're interested in SEO, go for it as well. So back to this, I'm actually writing a YouTube script. So actually, all of this here was actually a Reddit thread by people talking about SEO and the pain points and all of that. So what I asked for was basically, I copied in the thread and then I asked for what are the pain points and why do businesses not want to pay for SEO. So it actually, I'm still using 4 for this part, right? And then I'll move to 001. I keep calling it 01 preview. Could have come up with a better name, right? But here we are. So I'll move to 01 preview then when, it's something that I think needs a bit more in-depth thought, right? Thought is probably not exactly what it's doing, right? But it's saying thinking, and we'll just call it that for now, right? So it's more research, right? It's more research. So as you can see here, it's really cool, the stuff that I came up with, right? These are the things that business owners are struggling with SEO, right? They don't have enough money. So if you have a small business, then $500 to $1,000 is quite a lot per month for a smaller business to pay for, and then they're like, okay, well, maybe I can do it, right? And this is the idea as well, right? The perception of SEO is a learnable skill. So people online, me as well, sometimes make it seem easy, right? It can be easy, but it's like super complicated and needs, constant focus and consistency. That's, the good thing about SEO. Well, not the good thing, but how you have to keep dealing with SEO and keep testing and testing and testing. And the algorithm is always changing. So you have to be constantly pattern spotting, to find what is working now, right? So I asked for that. Now I have kind of, my context, right? So my context of my script. If you do want, a dedicated YouTube script writing AI tool, then I'll link that in the description below. I'm also using that. It's really cool. It's really good for the ideation part of a YouTube video where, this is something I'm trying to get into more and more, the ideation, getting the idea right and what it is I want to actually talk about, right, in my videos. So it's okay for this one. I'm just doing it off the cuff. But let's say I want to, I could do a mix of videos, some more off the cuff videos and something where, I've been thinking a lot about every single word I want to say and, add in more visual effects and everything like that. Right. So then I got some titles, right, based on that idea. Right. So, it's getting better at the titles as well. I really hated the titles before with the unlock and unleash and revolutionize and all that stuff is like, I don't like that. It's like I want a simple title, and I'm gonna use a simple title for this video. Let's see how it does. My theory is great. So here's the relevant pain points that business owners have, right? So this is really cool. So lack of immediate results. So this is getting me thinking, right? It's like, oh, because I know that it takes time to get results, right, from SEO. But what is it, that people, are struggling with? Well, they want results right now. Just have a bit of tea there. Uh, and they want results right now. Okay. So, I have to think about that when talking to people. It's like, okay, what can I do? Right. And then they gave me this title, right? Frustrated with SEO, why it takes so long. So, boom, I could make a whole video about that, right? The cost of SEO tools, right? Again, is another pain point, right? Because, if you think about like SEMrush and Ahrefs, super expensive, right? Really, really expensive. And there are alternatives out there. I use a tool called Key Search, right? For research, keyword research, all that stuff. And I use Claude more and more now for keyword research, as I'm trying to do now in my AI SEO course. So yeah, using cheaper tools, but everybody's going to tell you to use Ahrefs because it's the best tool, and that's fair enough. Probably is the best tool, but it's probably not the right budget. So you have to spend all this time learning all this stuff, right? And that's kind of where people just get overwhelmed, right? Because there's so much to learn, right? Trust issues with SEO agencies, right? I've never really worked with SEO agencies, but that seems to be the big problem. I think the big problem is the black box of SEO is like, what are these SEO agencies doing? Are they just changing a word here or there in the URL structure or something like that? Really hard. And I know I don't think I would ever like to work in an SEO agency because I don't really like tracking what I do. I prefer to just go do stuff, boom, 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 try to smash out as much work as possible. I don't really like tracking what I'm doing. And, you need to present a report to your client to go, here, I've done all this XYZ, and then there's a lack of trust there because they don't really understand what it is you're doing. So I can make videos about that. That's a cool one. On to SEO complexity, right? Also cool. SEO too confusing, right? Similar to what we're doing, and fear of wasting time, right? So I can get my titles here. This is good for YouTube, right? I can get my titles right. And I also got this formula from Paddy Galloway. So it says for the intro, right, your statement and intrigue formula. So I got one of them for each of these 5 videos I can make, right? You can see here. So I'm still using GPT-4. Oh, why do they name these things so difficult? GPT-4o for this part, and then I'm going to move down here to actually write the YouTube script because GPT-4o even is really bad at writing scripts, right? Really, really bad, in my opinion. It's like so full of generic language, right? So what you can see like here is that I'm trying to give them more detail, and this one here doesn't search the web, right? So doesn't really have that much knowledge, right? So I'm kind of like giving as much. This is kind of the prompting as well, really. I'm getting all this information, right? So I don't think I was happy with this one. And then, okay, I just went through all of them, do the same for this one, do the same for this one. So now I've got like my outline, right? Super important to have an outline for a YouTube script and for a blog post, right? Anything really marketing, you're trying to even make a short video. Like, I think it would be cool if somebody made a SaaS tool for shorts makers where you can say, okay, 1 to 3 seconds hook, and then you could type in your text there, your visuals, something that you could organize that super. I don't know how people are doing that, but I think that would be really, really cool. If it, like, especially if you could use integrated with CapCut or something, that would be really cool, I think. So I'm still just doing this, right, going down through all the scripts. Fine. Okay, the angle was actually wrong in this one because I don't want to mention that SEO is actually a waste of time, right? So I really wanted to be, I want to frame it that SEO is important, right? It's a channel about SEO. Okay, so that's all of that, right? Now I changed, right? I changed here because I wanted to write the YouTube script, right? So this is my prompt: write me a YouTube script based on the last one above and focus on changing the viewer's perspective, right? So I just wanted, somebody to think about SEO. Maybe they think it's a waste of time. What is a waste of time? And the angle that I want is really that content creation is the most important thing about it. So yeah, this is what I wrote here. The content creation is the most important part of SEO and include a hook at the beginning. So I only wanted, the text, right? I don't want all that extra stuff is like comes up before is like host and stuff. So as you can see here, it actually thought for 13 seconds. Pretty cool, right? So it's gone through all its different um steps here, right? So crafting the script, I think that would be the last one, right? So laying out the options, right? Let's have a little look at that. Okay, creating content strategy. I don't know why it's saying that. Okay, I don't really know what it's thinking about too much there. I don't know if you know, but if you leave a comment if you can understand what it's actually doing there. Okay, and the main content now from the script is this. So I like the way it's got the little hook at the start. That's what I want, really. And look at the length of this script. Like, it's each section. This is something you need for a good script, right? Is like having different sections, right? There's 4 or 5. Like, before, it would give you 4 or 5 points just for the whole script, right? But now we're actually going through. Like, look at the quality of this. Really good. Sorry, this is the one I said that was kind of like the points, but I said give me a 15-minute script, right? So as you can see here now, I didn't want it to actually include this in the script, but here, like, we've got different sections, right? So we can actually get the whole thing done here. Now, this is what I was talking about: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, points in each section. And most of them are good points, right? That are going with the angle that I wanted to talk about, right? Is like, I don't want to promote social media. I want to promote SEO, because the other channel that I'm working on is promoting SEO, right? And then it's going through each section, right? So step one, research their needs. And this is really good advice, right? This is what I'm trying to do literally right now. Understand your audience, research their needs and pain points. What questions are they asking? What problems do they need to solve, right? And then, okay, you wouldn't really use, well, maybe you'd use these two. This tool is very good to find the trending topics. So what I'm doing now, the next stage of my script writing will be just to change, these little bits. Don't want those two. I want to, maybe I'd choose a different topic and to find the research, right, and do the content strategy, produce the high quality content, optimize for SEO. Okay. Not something I believe a lot in, but okay, let's do that. And section 5, yeah, I probably will get rid of this because it doesn't, really help me that much. They tend to just make up the real life examples, right? But I could just change this out for an actual real life example, right? So that's it. That's how I'm using the new model O1 preview. I haven't tried out the O1 mini. I don't know if I get 30 credits for that one as well, or how it works really, to be honest. But that's the way I'm using ChatGPT O1. Let me know in the comments how you are using it. I'd be super interested to know if you have any more use cases, because this is brand new technology, right? We have to kind of figure out, especially, how to use each model. Is a good part of like learning and improving your AI skills, right? Is like, okay, I use Claude for this, I use ChatGPT 4.0 for this, okay, so think about it all the time as you're working, and analyze, say, okay, this is really, this is a deeper problem, I need to use this model, right? Let's say you want to improve the writing, then maybe use Claude, something like that. Okay, that's the way I'm using it. And yeah, hope this video was helpful. My name is Connor Martin. Thanks for watching.